All right. I think I got this working. Mic check, mic check. I hope it's using the audio from this and not from the computer. Somebody let me know as soon as somebody joins in. This is my first live stream ever, kind of more of a test, but we're going to find out as we go how this is going to work. But I've wanted to do a Q&A with my viewers for a very long time. You guys deserve it. And yeah, again, there's nobody in here yet. So I'm just like a regular old filming a video, just talking to the camera. But I wanted to have some more interactive type videos coming up. I guess in the meantime, since this is probably going to be saved, I don't know what just happened. I think it's like starting and then restarting the live stream again. This is my first time doing this, so we're gonna find out as we go. We're gonna probably watch this back, and I don't know. If it felt cute, might delete it. We'll see. But I got it to work with my nice camera, and I think with my good audio here. So I'm hoping it's picking up from here and not the computer. And I know I could see my camera is actually working, so that's pretty exciting. Got a really nice camera invested in, so hopefully. Hey, I see there's someone in here now. So could you let me know if you could hear if the audio is coming from this mic or if it's coming from the computer over here? I'm tapping on it. This is a test for me. I've never done this live stream before, so this is kind of just like a trying to figure it out as I go. You can hear me. All right, awesome. What's up, Gulf Coast local? If you're actually on the Gulf Coast, what's up? You're in Texas, then I hope at least. First time ever doing a live stream, so again, just wanted to check it out, test it out, talk about some channel updates once we get more people in here. Yeah, URGI bros unite for sure, dude. I feel like I've become the URGI bro, specifically like 11.5 URGI bro, because I've built my third variant of 11.5, which is that guy back there. Actually, I don't know about live streams on YouTube. I don't think you're allowed to handle anything on camera. I think it'll just get shut down immediately, so I won't grab it. But there's an 11.5. This guy right here, this little pistol, that is with the CAC Industries deep fluted H-bar profile, 1 in 5 twists, 416R stainless steel barrel. And so I've kind of like, I guess, just taken it upon myself to find out what the best combination of parts and manufacturers is for making an 11.5 URGI. But you're in Florida. Well, hopefully you're okay and safe. I know there's some weather down there, the hurricane. So hopefully all right, bro. But thanks for joining me. Couple other things on the channel that I wanted to talk to you guys about besides just the 11.5 stuff. And if you guys have any questions, please, that's the whole point of this. So let me know down in the comments, because that's why I'm really doing this, is to kind of answer questions people have and get some feedback on what you guys want to see. As I announced in my last Real Talk, I am now working for Energetic Armament. Super cool company. Really a big fan of those guys. I'll show you showed it last time, but I guess might as well bust it out while we're here live. Sent me a pretty cool little briefcase with all of their suppressors. Not exactly all of them, because they make a couple of these versions in different calibers, like the Lux, for instance, right here. This guy they make in a 6.5 Creedmoor variant, but pretty much all their cans, starting from left to right. This is their, they actually changed the name on this one. Let's go to the Ferox right here. This is their 5.56 Ferox. I have one of these. We'll be talking about it a lot on the channel. I'm going to be reviewing a lot of the upcoming URGI stuff with that Ferox. We have the Lux right here. This thing performed like insanely well on the Springfield Waypoint 2020. Where's that? Right there. 7 PRC through this 7.62 Lux. This thing is like we weighed this exact can, which has probably about 1,000 or more rounds through it. This thing weighs 9.9 ounces after it's been used for who knows how many rounds. The owners have been passing. This has been like their demo case for a while. So I imagine several thousands of rounds through this can, and it sounded phenomenal. It's still extremely lightweight. I took my ears off completely, so I'm super impressed with this can, and I just didn't really know much about it before I took this position. Then we have the Sonus 9mm, which we'll be talking about a lot on the channel. The Vox K2 right here, little shorty guy. We have the Peak 7.62 right here, which is pretty popular by them. And then obviously they're Nix cans. They're little 22 cans that are, this one's modular and this one is not. This is their single piece. But yeah, anyways, excited to start working with those guys and really start testing a lot more of their stuff. And I can't say anything about the future and what we're kind of planning, but let's just say the owners are very open, receptive to the marketplace. So if you guys have absolutely any suggestions about what you want to see out of a company like Energetic, what do you want to see them make next? What you want us to prioritize, please let me know in the comments. As I said before, if you guys want to head over there, I'm actually running their YouTube page, so we'll probably be doing a lot of live videos over there. It's kind of why I'm testing this right now. So if you guys want to run over there and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But that's also very exciting. Another thing I'm very excited about, speaking of that Waypoint 2020 back there, if you can't see, you can't tell, that is a Arkin 7 to 35. So I bought that scope. I'm extremely excited about it because it performed really well in the one outing that I've had with it so far. It tracked, it shot super well, and at last light of the day, I was able to actually shoot a can that was probably like 2 inches or two and a quarter inches wide at 250 yards. At like literally last light, I could barely see just walking around, and I was up at 35 power. I was able to see that little can hit it. There was some tannerite in it, so it was a big boom and a flash. It was really fun, but extremely impressed with that. So I reached out to Arkin, and they actually were able to send me a few more of their scopes. So I'm excited to start reviewing a few more of these Arkin scopes. We have the 5 to 25 right here, which again, this is probably going to be taking the place of the Attacker 4 to 20 on the HK MR 762. And then on the HK MR 556, which is currently scopeless because I robbed my EOTech Voodoo 1 to 10 right there to put on my URGI from my HK MR 556. So I'm probably going to be putting this little 4 to 16 on there. And I'm really excited about these optics, man, because they just feel great. I mean, if you could hear really nice clicks. I know a lot of guys review these, or a lot of guys have like their whole channels kind of based around reviewing Arkin optics. Um, I'm not really like a C does. I don't specialize in optic reviews, but if I continue to do more optic focus reviews, I might invest or see if Brownells would send me a scope cam, because I know when I'm watching an optic review, I'm really interested in seeing what the shooter's seeing. Like I don't want to just hear someone talk about it. So I do have the QVO tactical COD mount, which allows you to mount your phone behind like an AR-15 style. Like it requires a buffer tube. I don't really think I could put it on the Waypoint. Sorry, the Waypoint over here, because it has a stock. But um, that's just something I was thinking about. If I'm going to continue to do more optic type reviews, at least for me, when I'm watching an optic review, I really want it to be, I really want to see, what's it called? I want to see like what the shooter's seeing. So, oh yeah, eye relief is big for me with LPVOs. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that sentiment, and I'm going back and forth. I have to do more like training courses and actually put myself in some uncomfortable or unusual situations. Maybe some like 3-gun matches. I've never done shot a 3-gun match, but I agree with you. But also at the same point, I've been really starting to train with a top dot, like on my URGI back here. I don't have it on there right now because the Holosun 509T that I had on there, the button for increasing the brightness actually like ripped and tore, so like you could see exposed electronics. So I'm sending it back to Holosun for them to warranty it and either replace that or replace the whole unit. We'll see. But I've been training with that a lot lately, and it's just, to me, especially for like engagements within like 25 yards, even though you don't have that cheek weld, which does make the gun jump around a lot more in my experience. For 25 yards and in on a man-sized target, it doesn't really matter. And if you're like braced up against a barricade, you can easily make shots out to like 75, 100, or 150 yards. I even took some shots at 200 yards with like a 8-inch steel plate with that top dot. So without the cheek weld, I'm still able to get good top dot shots. Then I'm leaving my 1 to 10 on like 8 or 10, usually about like 9 or 8, because I get a little bit more play in the eye box. It's a lot more forgiving than on that top end 10x. And so again, that's why you're left-handed. 12 o'clock or canted red dot be better. I don't think it really changes that much. I mean, like barricades and things you're gonna be like the awkward positions you're gonna be shooting in don't like they're not favoring righty or lefty that much. And like the ejection port, I guess like if you canted a gun and you're a lefty, the ejection port's gonna be ejecting like right into your shoulder. So I'd probably say top dot, I guess, if that's the case. Thanks for the great content, brother. How much more expensive do you think 9 mil is than 22356 will go up as November purchase? Uh, I hope it doesn't. I really, yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I have been the victim and the proprietor of fear mongering in the past, so I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of falling for it myself, and also like encouraging people. But my biggest thing now, like, and I think as you become a more serious shooter, especially with like not as much with 223 or 556, because a lot like even 55 grain FMJ, it's going to give you decent performance, and it really is only effective, like really good, like out to like 500 or 600 yards. Even if you had a 20-inch barrel, like yeah, I can shoot farther, but you're really not going for that. So I'm really been a big proprietor of like buy one ammo type that your gun likes and just always train with that and like know your dope. That's more for precision stuff, like with the 308 or the 7 millimeter PRC. I'm not a reloader, so I can't speak to that either. But I mean, it's everyone always says like, oh, just spend like have a budget every month and buy a fixed number of ammo every month. It's just like a savings account, right? You just put a little bit in as time goes on, and then eventually you'll have a large stockpile. I think that's really smart if you have the patience. What I tend to do is I just tend to have to have to line a lot of things up in order to go to the range. So I'll like have a bunch of ammo, and then I'll like have like very little ammo because I would have just gone to the range or had a competition or done a bunch of videos back to back to back, and then like my supplies are dwindled, and then I have to like go out and spend a bunch of money on getting more ammo. But that's a pretty unique. I'm in a pretty unique situation, unlike most people who aren't doing gun reviews. Like if you could just have a regular training schedule, I would just say have a decent stockpile. I don't think you need 100,000 rounds, but like, I mean, if you got that kind of money, like ball out, it's never gonna hurt. And you got the space to store it. But I don't know. I think if you can just, every time you go run to academy or whatever your local gun store is, or every time, you get a paycheck, just go like buy whatever you can afford worth of ammo without bankrupting yourself. Cause believe me, it's not worth the stress. In the past, I put myself in that situation where I'm like, oh, I need this because this election's coming up, or, Biden's about to get in office. I'm about to like, we're not going to be able to get all these AKs. And so anyways, don't panic buy shit. Cause like you're always going to end up having buyer's remorse and feeling more stressed out about the money like afterwards. And pray for peace, prepare for war. But yeah, like we're not getting into scenarios right now. Let's see. I run PMC 223 77 grain OTMs. Do my yard drive, very effective. Don't trust PSA ammo. Okay, so funny you say that. So I actually have some Black Hills right here that is factory new. This is 223, so it's not technically like the true military specification or whatever you want to call it. But I got this on Midway. I saw it on a buddy of mine texted me an in-stock notification, and we went and chronoed it. I don't have my Garmin chrono yet. I'm getting that from Brownells here very shortly. Shout out Brownells. If you guys are supporters of the channel, you need something, again, don't go into financial holes because of me. But if you need something, I would appreciate it if you could use the link in the description of my other videos. I don't think I have a description on this one yet. Or RDB10, Range Day Bro 10, RDB10, saves you guys 10% off. But if you use the link either way, if the code doesn't work for whatever reason, it still helps me out. And I appreciate you guys. But I did buy this from Midway. But Brownells is sending me a Garmin. So I'm very much looking forward to getting that chrono and actually being able to give you guys like real data when I'm grouping stuff anyways. Like I'm going to shoot a 5-shot group. I might as well get the chrono information anyways. But anyways, we did it with my buddy's lab radar, which isn't perfect, but it's a legit chrono. And we chronoed this stuff, and it was pretty inconsistent. It had a pretty wide spread, and it was surprising to them. But I had told them previously I'd bought a bunch of this and shot it in reviews with my URGI and with my Block 2, my Daniel Fence SOCOM profile barrel, and it actually grouped much worse. I mean, much like a half inch to an inch worse than the AAC 77 grain with the Sierra bullets, which is what I was originally purchasing. And then I tested the Sierra bullets AAC versus the like precision, like their bullet, and it has the same BC as the Sierra bullet. So I think they just copied it literally. And it didn't do that much worse than the Sierra bullet. It did do a little bit worse as far as accuracy goes with my guns and me shooting. But this stuff just didn't perform. And I was very surprised because everyone talks so highly about this. And so yeah, I was like when it chronoed and was inconsistent. I forget what the spreads were. I don't want to start spouting lies here. We'll do the test with my own boxes of ammo once we get the chrono in. But it was pretty substantially bad compared to the AAC stuff and the IMI stuff. I'm not a reloader; those guys are, but they were expecting better, results out of that as well. X-Tac, zero problems. Yeah, so I've shot like X-Tac like twice. I think isn't that their? I think that's their version of the green tip. Is it not? Might be wrong, but yeah, ammo is one of those things. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Palmetto State's customer service. I actually had um, I had a big debate with them and their customer service line over some ammo that I purchased. I told them to not ship it if it wasn't going to get there in time for this event I was hosting. Anyways, without getting into the minutia of it, they gave me a really hard time on the phone And until I mentioned my YouTube channel, they were like not going to take the ammo back. And then eventually I was like, hey, well, I have a YouTube channel. I want to talk about this. And they're like, okay, we'll give you a refund. And I'm like, okay, that's strike. Like, I don't want to do business with them, but it's hard for me not to, because the the alternative is going to Academy and buying Winchester white box, or like insert like Monarch brass 55 grain FMJ for like the same or more than I'd pay for AAC 77 grain OTM. And I have no affiliation with AAC. Like I said, I kind of don't like them after the way they treated me. And until I mentioned my channel, they were like not willing to work with me at all. And I just couldn't afford to keep the amount of ammo that I had, because it wasn't going to get there in time. I had to go buy the ammo from somebody else. It's actually a guy in Dallas. I think it was Dallas Reloading. Shout out Dallas Reloading. Like, reloaded me at like 2,000 rounds worth of 308 in like a day and a half. So huge shout out to them. Bailed me out, but I didn't have the money. And so like the way they treated me was just like, I was like, dude, this is not the way you treat customers. And especially because I had proof, I had emails like of telling them to cancel the order, and they're so big they couldn't cancel the order and they wouldn't work with me. So anyways, I'm not a fan of them. I don't like want to promote them, but I am a fan of people being able to shoot accurate ammo at large quantities. And like, if I'm mag dumping in the trash for like an intro or whatever, like, it's still cheaper to shoot the good shit than it is to shoot 55 grain from Academy. So I'm a fan of that and getting people money. PMC for training IMI. Yep. Yeah. I don't know how much PMC 55 grain training ammo is going for. Again, last time I looked, AAC stuff was going for like 55 cents a round, and it's groups with me shooting pretty good. Like, not incredible. Like, I think like with the URGI specific, or with the Super Duty specifically, that latest review I did, the IMI did do better, but I've had better results with other barrels with the AAC stuff over the IMI. So I don't know. I was actually very impressed with my 14.5 URGI. Throwback to that video. I did with the Hornady Critical Duty 55 grain, like they're like I use it for home defense, really. I don't know. Someone might torch me in the comments about that, but it's a ballistic tip, right? It grouped incredibly well with the 14.5 URGI. Let's see, I got some right here, actually. This stuff. So I was very impressed with this stuff and the way it grouped with that 14.5 URGI. It was like 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So yeah, I mean, it feeds great too. So this is what I keep for home defense, if anyone's wondering. Speaking of which, I did a couple of videos back in the day. YouTube Shorts tends to attract the absolute worst of the worst individuals, like the brain rot people. And I talked about how a rifle is just way better for home defense for several reasons. And I'm always curious to hear my actual, like, true audience's opinion on that, because talking to any SWAT or special forces guy, it's like, hey, do you put your gun away when you go in a building? It's like, maybe if you're in a really small boat or like in a trailer where you literally can't turn in a hallway, but there's ways to manipulate a firearm to break it down and make it shorter. But just shooting, like, this is the example I'll use. Like, give a brand new shooter a AR-15, have them shoot a group at 20 yards, see what that group looks like. It's going to probably be somewhere around 6 to 12 inches. You give them a handgun, they're probably going to miss the target several times. I mean, completely miss a giant sheet of paper, because it's just that much harder to shoot a handgun accurately, especially at distance and that range. So what's up? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate that. I am, brother. I'm actually really excited about this, because this is the first time doing a live stream. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I finally took like an hour before I did this to actually just figure out how to plug in my camera and get it all working. So I'm actually very excited. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, look, it's personal preference for home defense. I agree. Shoot the gun that you shoot best with. Now, if you're like, hey, range day, bro, I shoot my Glock, I shoot whatever handgun better than my AR-15, I would be like, well, how often do you train with the AR-15? Because they are just like objectively easier to shoot. I mean, there's less, it's easier to control the recoil. You have more backup chances. And also the whole over penetration thing, from everything that I've seen, granted, I haven't just, ND'd through my wall to be able to like go show you proof of what I'm talking about here. But I've seen videos, countless YouTube channels have done videos like Garantham's, for instance, of just shooting through drywall and showing the results. And it's like the 9mm goes through more drywall, or the same exact, it really goes through more because it's a heavier projectile going slower. This 55 grain ripping out of a 14.5 is going to absolutely just, it's going to explode through the first wall, maybe go through, I mean, I'm not going to name the number of walls, I don't know, but it's going to go through less than even a HST or a hollow point 9mm. That's, from everything I've seen, there's absolutely no proof that people think, okay, maybe like an M855A1, like steel penetrator 5.56. I might be able to argue like that would go through more walls than an FMJ 9 millimeter. Okay, sure, but a 55 grain like ballistic tip ripping out of a barrel at like 2,800 feet per second, like or faster even because it's only 55 grain. I'm sure this is going to go through less walls than even a hollow point 9 mil. But you should be running hollow points no matter what if you're in a home defense situation. Also, know your home's layout. Know what's your target and what's beyond it. It's like the firearm safety rules. But okay, let's see here. Personal preference. Okay, we got that. Spin Chase says, I feel like ballistic tip law enforcement rounds are the best home defense ammo, probably 0 to 200 yards. I would probably agree with that. 11.5 AR and Glock 45 for home defense. Pretty solid choices. Keep my carbine and pistol by the bedside. Okay, no los dos. Because does that mean why not have both? I'm not a Spanish speaker, guys. I'm sorry. I live in Texas, but I should speak more. But yeah, I agree with you. I often will have a pistol and a rifle. Most importantly, a flashlight. Like AR with a flashlight. Like my URGI, the 11.5. Sorry, the 11.5 Super Duty has graduated to my nightstand gun. So again, usually I have that 1X hollow sun up on top of it. It's not on there. I'll just move out of the way. I can't handle it, but you guys will be able to see it. Usually I have the 1X hollow sun up on top of the EOTech there. But again, I'm sending it in for a warranty claim. Got the Steiner CQBL on there and the Surefire Vampire Mini. That's what, and the Ferox from Energetic. So, Geisley trigger. We've talked about that several times, but that's graduated to my current nightstand gun, and it's great. Shoots phenomenally well. Um, yeah, it's reliable. What else can you ask for in a 11.5? I mean, it's 11.5 with that Ferox. The Ferox is not very long. I think it's just about 6 inches. So you're still very short and compact. Plus, the way my home's laid out, like the direction I'm going to be shooting most likely is going to be into the ground from the second floor. So they can take whatever they want on the first floor. Everyone I care about is upstairs. So that's my own home defense plan. Know your own layout and whatnot. But yeah, the bedside gun, why not have both? I just think it's really important to have a light. Like there'll be times when I want to like run a different gun for my bedside gun because like I just like want, I got a lot of cool options, right? I have the Spear LT 11.5 back here, and you'll notice it has a light on it as well. But if the gun doesn't have a light on it, it's automatically disqualified. And if I don't have time or feel like changing it out right before bed, I'm just like go back to the old faithful, right? So it was the 11.5 Spear, and the Spear is great too. It's just it's human nature. You get bored with stuff and you want to switch it up. But yeah, guys, what else can we talk about? Oh, pistols. Well, yeah, we're going to be having a full review coming out on the impulse porting system from Maple Leaf Firearms here in the near future. I'm waiting for them to finish the 17 slide. They're doing some cool like laser work, Cerakote work on it. So I'm excited to get that back. I've put a ton of rounds through my 19 slide and barrel combo. That thing is really, really nice. But going from there, waiting for the 17 to come back so I can give you guys kind of like a more well-rounded full picture. I have nothing but issues with my Streamlight Pro Tax. I'll be setting up for a Surefire. Yeah, Streamlight TLR7 or TLR1 HLs are like my favorite light because I can buy two of them for the price of one Surefire X300. So for like a handgun light, I love that thing. I haven't had I've had all of the mini, like this guy right here, Streamlight TLR7 sub. This guy has, I'm not supposed to handle this on camera. Sorry. That has been great too. No issues with that either. But I've never used a ProTac. They're large, they're chunky. I know they're like really affordable, and if it's all you can afford, sure. And I know plenty of guys, like SWAT guys that I trained with, like run those, and they're fine. But for me, it's just like on a weapon mounted light. I'm either going. I haven't never tried mod light. I may one day, but I'm either going like AWLS from HRT Tactical, Surefire, or Cloud Defensive because their prices come down. Cloud Defensive, the Rain 3.0 used to be 400. I think I paid $400 for mine. And now they've come down to like $300 around where the Surefires are at. But also people sleep on the AWLS from HRT Tactical. That thing is like pretty badass. 90,000 candela. It's got a solid one-piece aluminum mount. I think it's called the Advanced Weapon Light System. I think it's what AWLS stands for. Full disclosure, they did send me those lights. They sent me two of them, and then also like the handheld, which I love that handheld. I take it with me when I'm working. I take it with me everywhere. It's pretty big. It's like more of like a duty type carry light, but It's impressive. It throws that beam like 400 or 500 yards pretty easily. Pretty cool light, but people sleep on that one. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, no more comments, guys. I think I got to get rolling here shortly. If there's any other questions, you guys could leave me a comment right now. I don't know. Hopefully, YouTube's not blocking any comments. Sometimes that happens on like regular videos, but I don't. If you guys have a question for me before I wrap this up, please speak now or forever hold your peace until the next one. I really like this platform, so I'm hoping we could do this a lot more often. Is there anything else that you guys want to see more of on the channel? As I mentioned, I'm going to be running the Energetic Armament YouTube channel, so I'm looking forward to doing some like night vision flash tests with them. I don't have a sound meter available to me, but there's a lot of other things I could test it out with. Also, want to do like some videos that are like no talking whatsoever and just showing the suppressors on different platforms from different angles and different distances. I did a YouTube short over there on their channel already, doing that with the Ferox, just shooting it with that 11.5 Super Duty at different angles and different distances and whatnot. Uh, I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm trying to think of different things that the viewers want to see. But with that being said, I don't think we have any more questions, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. This is a little more intimate because I feel like I'm actually talking to you guys now versus just talking to the camera and then uploading it later. But yeah, love you guys. Have a good day. Let's see if I can figure out how to end this. All right. Peace.